Very well.
How many of you teach in Sunday school? Anybody teach in Sunday school? Raise your hand. Very good. So Edward Kimball was teaching for a young teen. That means there are three divisions: primary, pre-primary, primary, and young teen. So that means youth maybe above 9 years, 11 years, 12 to 14 or 15, 16. When you look at the face, just go through that one. You know that some people are looking at nice face and then they are traveling in an auto bus and all. Some people will think, oh, I am just looking at nice looking. And some people will look like this. Nothing is going to happen. So there are some people like that, sitting like that. So this boy is like a rock, sitting like this. So Edward Kimball thought that this is the first time, that maybe the reason he's not listening. But the second week also, same game, he looked like this. And nothing seems to, he's not listening. Then Edward Kimball thought that some problem with this boy. Sometimes if I teach, I look at your face and he says there are some problem with you. Teacher can imagine, understand what it is. The same way Edward Kimball understands that there's some problem with this boy. And he wanted to know about that boy. So he went to the pastor and asked, Pastor, you brought a young man, so he brought this boy. And then he came to know that this boy is coming from a very remote village in USA, in Boston, and he don't have any money to study. So their relative came here to drop in with this businessman, because this businessman is a distant relative of this boy. So in school or church or anything, just sitting there, just passing the time. Sometimes in the Bible college also somebody is saying that I don't have any other thing to do, that I'll go to, I don't just a joke, So I'm saying that if you are not giving it attention, people will feel like that, just you are coming, just wasting time. So Edward Kimball wanted to talk to this boy about Christ. The Holy Spirit started working in the heart of this person to go and share the gospel with this boy. So he went to the shoe shop, because he don't want to share in front of the people. He went to the shoe shop and he shared the gospel. When you share the gospel, what are the 4 points in there?
Love,
God loves him.
sin,
Yes. And we are sinful. Jesus died. So he said very similar way to the gospel, but this boy is just listening, and Edward Kimball thought that whether I communicated properly or not. But the Holy Spirit started working. The boy accepted Jesus Christ. That person became one of the greatest preacher in the world. That is called Edward D.L. Moody, who brought D.L. Moody to Christ. Ordinary Edward Kimball, an ordinary Sunday school teacher. Nobody knows about Edward Kimball, but everybody knows about D.L. Moody. He preached gospel for 100 million people in his lifetime. Can you imagine? Who is responsible? A silent Sunday school teacher. The history never ends. Then D.L. Moody talked Christ with F.B. Meyer, and F.B. Meyer became a follower of Christ. And then F.B. Meyer trained Wilbur Chapman, and Wilbur Chapman started preaching in the gospel. And then there's a famous person, Billy Sunday. He was the famous baseball player in the US. Very famous, similar to Tendulkar in India. He was so famous. But because of the message by Wilbur Chapman, he accepted Christ. And then Billy Sunday left his sports field and he started preaching and training others. So he went and trained Mordecai Ham. Mordecai Ham is a tough preacher. Like some people have very good tough voice, Sometimes they will break the pulpit and all, and all that. That type of person was Mordecai Ham. Then Billy Sunday told him that you go not in the city like Coimbatore, but you go to the small villages. Like that, Mordecai Ham went to a small village in Billy Graham's father's place. Father is having a lot of land, and Billy Graham is one of the son of this farmer. So he went and met Billy Graham's father and told that I want to have a crusade here. In olden days, they conducted crusade in any of the farm. So there was a big gathering, thousands of people started coming. That time, Billy Graham was 15 years or 16 years old. So he has a lot of friends, and he came and standing very far and looking what is happening in my father's farm. Somebody is coming and preaching. We just friends came along with Billy Graham and just looking at him. Then when Mordecai Ham was speaking, he showed his hand like that, young man come to Christ, like that. So this Billy Graham and his friends were so far, he cannot see, but he just showed the hand. Billy Graham thought that he is showing a hand to me. And then Billy Graham accepted Christ. So Billy Graham usually gets up about 4 o'clock in the morning and they milk about 20 cows. That person became a follower of Christ. Through whom? Then Billy Graham thinking that what I can do for ministry. Then he was searching and searching. He went to 2 Bible colleges. He went to only 1 Bible college. Billy Graham went 1 Bible college. He doesn't know what to do. Then he went to another Bible college. Then finally he decided that he wanted to make some Christian movies. So he went to Hollywood. Hollywood is California. Very famous movie stars are there. So he went to this place. He's very handsome, tall, nice looking person. He thought that he can make movies and all. When he went there, he was attending a church. It is a church, it's called a Presbyterian Church, young pastor in Hollywood, California. So the pastor, he wanted to get more people in his church and he was praying. Then how we can have more people come to the church, and he wanted to grow the church. So he thought that if you have a good Sunday school, a lot of children will come, their parents also will come. So he wanted to have a good Sunday school in the church. Make sure that if you wanted to have a very good church, you should have a very good Sunday school. So this man was looking for a person who have a good Sunday school ability to teach and organize Sunday classes. So he found a person called, a lady called Henry Tamers. Henry Tamers, very committed and nice looking, unmarried but very rich lady. She was looking for an opportunity to do ministry in our married. That's why. And then she took up the charge of the Sunday school. And then she wrote the curriculum. That's called a curriculum along with David C. Cook. We'll introduce this book later. David C. Cook was David C. Cook was one of the teachers there, and he wrote the Sunday school curriculum along with this lady. And the history says that only 420 children were attending the Sunday school in the Presbyterian Church. After the new curriculum introduced, it went up to 4,300 children were started coming to the church for the Sunday class. Can you imagine? 4,300. If 4,300 children are going to come, how many parents will be there coming to the church? At least two is there, no? That means 8,600. 8,600 or 4,300. 12,000 plus people started coming to the church because of the Sunday school. You understand what I'm talking? So, God will open doors if you do something. If you take one step, God will take you to 100 steps.
Yes.
But taking one step is difficult. You are struggling, If you take one step, God will take you to 100 steps. In that way, you have to go. Then Henrietta Mayers, apart from the Sunday school, she was conducting a Bible study in this palaces, houses like L shape. One side she stays, one side bigger than this place. They have a Bible study going on in different places, different rooms. 150, 200, 300 people can come for a meeting like that. And in that Bible study, who was there? Bill Bright, who started the Campus Crusade for Christ. So we were Campus Crusade for several years, all three of us. So if she never discipled him, we will not be in Campus Crusade. You understand what I am saying? That lady was discipled him. He was making a cake factory company in California. He was interested. Bill Bright. So then another person attended that one is Billy Graham. Then another person was attended was Ronald Reagan. He became the President of the United States. And when he came as a president of the United States, the first thing he was done is he declared National Prayer Day for America. The influence coming from that lady. Then so many other people. Dawson Trotman, he started Navigators Ministry. Then this Richard Halverson, he started discipling this was Richard Halverson was a man who was senator's chaplain from the US, like MP's chapel, service he was conducting. And then Jim Rabin, he started Young Life Ministry. So this lady discipled 400 Christian workers in the world. Can you imagine? I think this lady influenced more than anybody else, even more than the Pope or bishops or the preachers. She influenced whole nation. And then Billy Graham, because of Billy Graham, poem started. George Verber, then Lauren Cunningham, Warren Wiersbe, all these people through Billy Graham accepted Christ. Not only that, Billy Graham was helping started World Vision and then Compassion, all this ministry he initiated. So think about your influence. Your influence is not going to end. You can influence hundreds and thousands of people. There are a lot of Billy Grahams are waiting, lot of Ronald Reagans are waiting, lot of George Verber, who started OM ministry. There are people, the children, when you go and teach youth, they are waiting to do a great ministry. So you may be not knowing by many people, but the people you are going to disciple will know more than you. That's what the Christian ministry is all about. We are, our role is very limited, but our result will be great. That's what Christianity is about. We are putting one seed, that seed will grow and make a big tree. That's what Christian ministry is. So all of you are going to the different places and going to do a great ministry in the coming days.